out the stories they put into your mind.
Everybody, welcome to Psychic Nerds 28. I'm surrounded by all my friends, Crypto Spartan, Law Shaker, David 14, Samantha, Jane, I love Dent, James. No, that's not true. That's not true. We'll get into something funny though later. Maybe we can all tell everybody what the crappiest coin in our portfolio is, or one that we're embarrassed to say that we hold. We could do that. Violett's here. Hi, bye. Got Santino down there as a ghost, and Rudy Lago. I'm glad that you've extended your meetings today to include some fintech discussion around blockchain and how it's going to impact the world at large, because this is probably going to be a pretty important discussion, don't you think, Rudy?
Excellent. Yes, joining soon. I'm just finishing a few things up. I'm very excited.
So am I. So there was a funny thing that occurred earlier, or I guess last week. I don't know, sometime. But Santino had put in a funny joke for Miss Samantha Jane James, and it was pretty hilarious, and about Dent. So I'd kind of like us all to go around the room here, if we could, and think about your own portfolios. What is the coin that you have in your portfolio that you're embarrassed to have, or maybe you were embarrassed to once have had in your portfolio? Does anybody want to go first? I'll go first. Spank token. No, I don't own these.
I would want to own one.
What?
No, my biggest shitcoin I ever had was Litecoin Cash.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I actually think I have. Yeah.
I put it into Digibyte.
Hey.
So I did a good switch.
Yeah. Good for you. Kick. I probably's got. Yeah. Kick is probably the one that I have. There are times that I have owned some Dent. There are some times that I've owned some Redcoin, but this was a long time ago. I think when I owned the Redcoin, I was playing around with proof of stake, and was interested in staking the coin, and being kind of early in on blockchain, I thought, oh, this is really cool. Like, this generates a lot of red token. And then I'm like, wait, I'm just generating a bunch of tokens that nobody wants. So then I just moved on to something else. But it was a cool experience. Lost, do you have any sneaky tokens in your portfolios there, or used to?
No, along the way, I've been really good about cleaning up things as I go, just consolidating to something better. I mean, right now, I'd have to say like maybe the weakest one would be Kyber.
Okay. All right. Samantha Jane James is not going to like that.
I said the weakest one.
I'm like, damn, the trolling doesn't stop.
Well, Kyber doesn't count as a complete S coin. No, we're talking real S coins, like real garbage, low cap, low liquidity, toxic. Who owns? Get it all out. I know you guys own those things. Get it all out.
Rico.
Sorry, Santino. I had to be highly selective. I'm going for an aircraft carrier. I want to go for top quality, high notch, and I want that aircraft carrier to be renovated with a docking bay for my spaceship.
Well, okay, but maybe a couple of those cannons can be paid for some of these shit coins, right? That's going to be on. You don't know.
And no, Violett, Uni is not a crap coin. That's a wonderful coin.
Well, that's my worst coin.
Well, that's
because she's new, right? You mean you bought it and then it went downwards. You bought it maybe on a run a bit, and then now it's gone down and it hasn't gone up yet. That happened to Anchor back when we all got into it, like back in it was maybe October. Anchor was one of my favorites, and what happened is that it went parabolic, but then because they're funny bunnies, right? And then it just went right down, and then a bunch of people, they sold their Anchor off because they had made a lot of money on it, but then it went on, and then it went huge, right? So again, that's just the way that it is. It's all is fair in love and war in cryptos. You just gotta accept that. And my, I would say my garbage token was called Up Token. And it was one that I bought. I only have, again, I feel very fortunate that I did not go big into Up Token. I think I put maybe $400 in because I had already bought into all of my cryptos. And then they interviewed the guy. he was working on some other projects that were very successful. And I was like, you know what? I'll just put $400 into this. And then I looked up token, and I mean, it's all time high. It went up to 34 cents. I think the base price on it was 10 cents to get in on it. But like I said, I mean, when you have like $400 and you put it into up token, and then you end up with 4,000 up token, and then ends up being worth nothing. I mean, I count myself lucky, because all you need is 3 cryptos to run like Theta has run, for example, and you've hit pay dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
I was very fortunate to get into crypto from a Sam Jammer, one of our very own good friends, and I have not had a losing coin yet.
Hey, good for you. It'll happen. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But it's like I've just bought stuff and started with the Q Labs and then sprinkled in others, and it's been going well. So
good. Yeah.
But I've only it's only been 15 months, so I haven't seen much of a. Oh, I did have some that went down last March about this time when I was down 50% from my all-time high, and I was like, this stuff's no fun.
Yeah. Well, that was good practice though, because like the newbies coming in where it's just been up.
Yep.
Like really, if you joined in October, November, you haven't gotten your ass kicked yet. So wait for it. It's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but not for the market cap, but just for individual coins and tokens. Because you have to remember, people are going to move people are cashing in their Theta, for example, and then they're moving into, I mean, who's buying EOS now? I mean, EOS is finally, I'm like, yep, I held it. It's sitting there. I talked about it last week. It's all there by itself, all on its mainnet, just waiting for $400, which is my price target for EOS.
Yeah. Dan Larimer, back to the EOS project. I was glad to see that. We see that Dogecoin is going crazy today, and we'll get into some charting pretty quickly today with Spartan, and he won't be looking at crap coins. He'll be looking at good coins. I don't know. Maybe we can find a stinky one for him. What about you, Rudy? Do you have any tokens or coins in your wallet that you're really not happy about, or you got rid of, or something like that?
I have cleaned them out thanks to Sam's encouragement, but I would say Bitcoin Gold is one that comes to mind because
I still have some, I think.
I had signed up Moo for a trading course just because, to give me some insights on how to read charts and whatnot. It wasn't as good as Spartan stuff. But I thought, what, I'm going to take a Bitcoin. I was feeling that wealth effect back in 2017, 2018. Yeah. But I'm going to see what I can do, maybe move some, see if I can do some increases. And that's right, is the market started to tank. And so Bitcoin Gold was one that I was fairly cheap, but I thought it would easily 10x, and it never did. And I finally got rid of it. So.
Yeah. And Bitcoin Gold, if anybody's listening out there and you don't have much experience, that is constantly 51% attacked all the time. So that's not a good one to hold. It's kind of like Ethereum Classic. A cryptocurrency that can be double spent or 51% attacked is not something you'd want to hold. Okay. So I know it's got the name Bitcoin in it, but it's really not something you want. It's kind of useless as a crypto, to be honest with you.
And Funfair, the gambling token. Remember, you're supposed to use that for gambling. And they actually had, you could go on their site and they had some, samples up there. And I thought, well, this might be pretty interesting because gamblers and the adult industry always are early adopters of a lot of technology, right? So I thought, well, maybe this will go somewhere, but never did.
Well, what's annoying about Funfair to me is that, back in the day, Novogratz was behind that, right? So Novogratz was a guy kind of like Tim Draper that a lot of us that have been doing this a while, we like to, if they're interested in a project, we kind of want to look at it, right? Because they have a consistent kind of winning track record. And it's weird that he still is, he's involved with that, but as far as I know.
And they can't all be winners, right? So that's a good example of one that you think, hey, this looks good on the surface, but just never did.
Yeah. Santino, you got any crap in your wallet?
Oh yeah, I've got. Listen, I said a few months ago, now this is advice for seasoned crypto investors. Okay, this is coming into the market, but there's at least one person on this present Zoom that I was speaking to about that, and I said, look, you should take about 5% of your overall crypto portfolio and devote it to highly speculative end of the crypto market, coins that are generally illiquid, that move in volatile situations, that are under a penny, and try and get something that's half decent, that's been around for a while, that has social media presence, that it's got a social score on it. In other words, there's people talking about it, and buy 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, throw a few $100s at each. And in the phase of the market that we're in now, where we're starting to enter the steepest curve, the steepest part of the curve in speculation, that area that I'm talking about now is going to become very excited. And you're going to make 8, 9, 10 times in a week.
Yeah.
And I've certainly, and as Moo will point out, I have done that with some of these. Now, is that because I'm so smart, a great investor? Absolutely not. It's because the market's beginning to lose its mind. And those little coins move very, very quickly. And yeah, there's been a running gag about Dent. I get it. And to be fair to Sam, she wasn't in on that gag, it was, so that was totally on me asking that dumb question. But yeah, I bought Dent probably 6-7 weeks ago based on that principle. And it's 8x since then. So am I encouraging people to do that? Absolutely not. It's only for a specific investor that has a large portfolio, that is willing to gamble with a piece of his portfolio and understands the market and how it moves. This is not for the average person, right?
Yeah, we're even seeing these days, and we're about to get in this pretty overdriven, overhyped, overheated speculation portion. And we saw this last time because I got the real sense just in the last few days, as Bitcoin was kind of being Bitcoin and these alts started running the way they're running. This is our alt season now. So this is truly our alt season when we're seeing the resurgence of things like, and I even hate to say the name, no one should buy this. Not investment advice, but BTT, for example, the BitTorrent token, don't be buying that, but even the resurgence in that one. And we're seeing a lot of these get pumped now, and they're coming back from basically the dead with the price. So just be very careful. You might be buying a bag from somebody who's been trying to sell it for the last 2 years or so.
These are not HODL coins. You shouldn't be in them if you're not an experienced investor. And that's why I don't name any of them on any of these Zooms.
Yeah, I hated to even mention that one. Well, let's go ahead and get into the charts. Like I said, today we're going to kind of have a shortened show, but I want to be able to give everybody a little bit of flavor of kind of what this is we do over on the Psychic Nerds. I hope everyone is enjoying the Psychic Nerds and getting a lot of value out of the Discord. And Spartan, you want to take us through some charts?
Sounds good, buddy.
How are you enjoying the Discord, first of all?
Oh, I love it.
Good. We're glad to have you.
Favorite place on the planet. So I'm gonna share a couple things from the Discord that Santino and I kind of post on a daily basis. So a lot of people out there in YouTube land that like to watch us, you're missing the best part. Is where we gather and chat during the week is where we come up with different theses and charts to determine not necessarily buys or sells, but good entry points and what's happening live in the market. So can you see the Discord right now?
We can. Thanks, buddy.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. So on, I don't know, a few days ago, the 29th, this is Tezos. It's like we had talked about Tezos last week on the show. And most of the charting has been near the end of the show recently, but this should make the first half hour.
Yeah.
We were talking, look at this. It's hit the resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And I said, it's going to go, and I drew my little arrow. We like to draw on charts. Sometimes Rudy posts charts and he gets nice little emojis on there. It's like, I'm not that talented. I just
mine
know
are the highlights of the Discord. I just want to say that. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, but then I correct Rudy's drawings and tell him, oh, you got to put that on the swing low, not the swing high. But that's another show. But right after that, whereas I wanted to show what happened with Tezos after we posted that. It broke through right after that, and then continued higher. So it's kind of cool to see.
That's right on. I mean, I said, look at that. That's right on, right?
Yep.
Nice work, dude.
So then I posted this on the Discord. I had drawn this, I think, for nerds a while back. They're different intermediate term trend lines, and it's like you got a short term, intermediate term, and then your longer term, and then it's got to break the all-time high. And I said, it's probably going to bounce between these for a little while. So I posted this back on the 29th. And then if you come down, I was looking at this chart too. The altcoin perpetual index for futures. It's just something that you can chart. It's a group of Ethereum, EOS, BCH, BNB. It's just a bunch of the top tier, top 20 altcoins other than Bitcoin. And it's like, it was kind of cool to see what I like this pattern, this flag pattern that we're setting up. And I was thinking, it's like, that's probably going to break out to the upside, and then it's going to be alt season again. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you can get by being part of our Discord on a regular basis for like $3 a week, people. It's like $12 a month. It's like, it's dirt cheap.
It is cheap, actually. And you get quite a bit of
cheap. And I posted this before. It's like, it's worth $100 a month. But but it is what it is. So this is one of Santino's charts. Is like, it's Ethereum versus Bitcoin. We look at ratios. We tell jokes. We have fun. We dig holes. Then we have more charts, and then we laugh about Dentcoin, and then
we share our food.
We share food.
Oh yeah. We have a Nerd Kitchen over here where we take pictures of our food and share recipes. It's a lot of fun.
There may be some drunk postings from time to time.
No more rooms though, Moo Amp, because it makes the server unstable now because we have so much activity. There may only be, I think that there's around what are we up to now? 726 in total between the Sam Jammers and the Psychic Nerds. And because it's so active, by posting so many rooms, eventually you will make the server unstable. So moderator said, she said no more.
Posting her pretty pics. It's fun.
That sounds like a challenge.
So there was an alt season. I posted alt season breaking out. People laughing, people joking.
Hey, I'm tracking an epic trade on the USDC against Tether, so look out for that one.
Oh yeah, it's highly volatile on a short term.
Gonna break out soon.
You've been stuck in those crap coins for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah.
It just won't go up. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, it never seems to go much above $1. So strange.
These are
hey, can I pipe in for a second?
Yeah.
So I did have a newbie contact me, and this is a family member of mine, and said, "Hey, what do you think about this Tether?" I'm like, it's a stable coin. It's tied to the USD. I don't think that's one you want to buy, buddy. Isn't that funny though that they said that?
Top 10.
Yeah.
So here, so we will post, stuff that we like, or for some of the newbies that don't have anything, we're posting entries. So if they have a couple $100 to put in right now, it's like, this is a good re-entry level. And then, so this is an update to the chart that I posted earlier. It's doing what we expected. That I posted on here. We got a nice little hanging man or a hammer down here at the bottom on the 4-hour chart. It's a bullish candle pattern. For the newbies that inside of the Discord, I did an hour training on candlestick patterns and support and resistance with Alana. And that's in our newbies category on the Discord for people that want to watch that. So there's just all kinds of fun stuff, and we have a good time here. We laugh, but we make money first. Low volume explosion, we've talked about, that was Dogecoin this morning. So that's pretty much what we've done. So let's look at some charts.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's just a shameless plug for all the hard work that everyone's doing to make this a better place for everyone.
It's really a great community.
Let's hope Moo doesn't break Discord though. Sounds like he's going to break Discord.
I'm totally going to break it now. I hope she realizes that.
we might need a server just for that. I'm just saying we might just
that's what one of the new hires that I have, that's what she's going to be doing, is helping with the creation of the website. And I have a website created just for backup, because remember when all that was going on YouTube, and I took down all my material that was older because I was like, the algos are going to be looking for us. And didn't they take down like 12 different well-known crypto people? They just took down their channels. Some of them have since gotten back on, but I just don't want to deal with the drama. So all I did is I unlisted everything from a certain date and before, and I was like, they won't see enough from me for me to have a red flag. And I sometimes when I do stuff like that, I feel like I'm paranoid, but then it comes true. And then I'm like, you know what? Just pay attention to what the people on the other side tell you. Just like the other day, my son's been carrying a set of the keys for our house, so that, because it's right next to the school he goes to. So It's like if he wants to go he can get into the house even if I'm there or not. So I just on like Monday put my phone number on the keys in case he lost them, because I was like, oh, this will be a pain in the butt if he loses them, right? And then sure enough, he lost them the next day. And then and then I got a phone call from somebody who was like, hey, did you lose some keys? Your phone number is on some keys. And I'm like, I guess I lost some keys. So again, I just have to, and I mean, he's had the keys now from, well, when did school start? Right? September.
Right.
So he's had them since September, and he's had them. And I just all of a sudden got this like urge to put my phone number on them, and then he lost them the next day. So I'm paying attention to the personal things in my life as well. Unfortunately, not enough, where I ran out of gas this week for the first time in my life. But the people on the other side, they got my back. I just called Volvo Assistance. I had the toll-free number right in my phone.
Yeah.
Boop, hit it, and they were filling up my tank. And in 20 minutes, it was awesome.
Do you find that when you're paying attention to important messages from the other side, simple things like the gas tank don't matter? Like that's more than just the gas tank. There are probably more things that you're not paying attention to that they're just not important. Your gas tank just isn't important.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's that. It's just you just totally and completely forget. And because there's so much information coming at you all the time, and you just have to try to keep it together and try to remember to do your regular things that you do. I mean,
the mundane stuff.
Yeah. And even the important stuff. Like I left someone hanging yesterday for a reading, which is very much unlike me to just totally forget it and to know about it in the morning, but then to totally forget about it. And then, but fortunately for her, she gets an extra 10 minutes. Because when I do that to someone, I'm like, your time is important. So you get your time with me plus another 10 minutes because I inconvenienced you. But I mean, I can't do that too many times, right?
Don't you feel though it's a completely different kind of the way your mind works when you're kind of receiving information, or you're getting a gut feeling about something, or you're having a flash, as opposed to the regular routine things that you do where it's very like task oriented? It feels completely different to me. Like my brain is in a completely different spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
My problem I'm running into is that now my brain is in that completely different spot all of the time.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit frustrating for the people who are around me.
Yeah, just more assistance.
Basis.
You just need more assistance. More pool boys.
Yeah. Just tell us the cryptos, Sammy. Just tell us the cryptos. Forget about that. Just get a driver. Don't worry about the gas in the tank. Just get a driver. Just tell us the cryptos.
Yes.
Cryptos.
Yeah.
All right,
Spartan. Can we get back to charts for a minute now?
No. Yes.
Okay. So this is the updated Ethereum chart on the 4-hour basis. It bounced right between our trend lines, and it's bounced above here. It's made a new swing high. We just got to get above 2050, and we're off to the races again. So I'm really excited about Ethereum leading the market higher this month.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, I could say a few things. Long time coming, but Ethereum has kicked BTC's butt all year long. If anybody wants to go look at it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be much longer. We're going to be into all-time high territories. I think Sam had a blab earlier today that we could get there pretty quick here.
Yeah.
And I agree.
But to see numbers up here at 2,600 and 3,000 is where I see.
Yep.
My next targets for this.
Yeah, I agree with the 2,500. I think that's where we're headed. Once this resistance at about the 1,900, 2,000 really gets broken successfully, that's where we'll go. And historically, by the way, Ethereum is acting as it always does. It does nothing. It frustrates, then it explodes higher, right?
Yep.
That's just what it does. That's how it operates. And anybody that's been in Ethereum for more than, a couple of months gets that that's just the way this asset works.
Right.
Yeah, I had noted a couple times that the Theta to Ethereum conversion was a pretty good deal, and Theta is going down against Ethereum, so it was a good time when it had that big rise to take some off.
Yep, great job, Rudy. That was a good move.
Yeah, but markets typically spend a third of the time increasing in value, and a third of the time correcting, and then another third getting back to where it was before. So only a third of the time we should be really making money, and the rest of the time we're waiting.
Right.
That is even skewed more aggressively when you're talking about crypto as an asset class. The days when it's really pumping and making money is even smaller than that, right?
That's what
it's more like 10 or 15% of the time it's
right
higher.
Right.
That's why we've always said this market is really weird, right? Because if you're going to try and time this market, you could not be there when it moves, right?
Well, and that's also why it frustrates the crap out of people, right? And people give up on an asset just before it runs. Like that's classic crypto, right?
Right.
The moment I start hearing things about, Ethereum's, I'm switching to Cardano, I'm switching to this, I'm switching to that, we're close. We're close to it pumping. And that's exactly what it does.
Yeah, here's a weekly chart of the total market cap. And we haven't really had much of a pullback. We had a little pullback earlier in February, but now we're just consolidating at the highs and now it's breaking out. So it's Bitcoin's looking strong.
Yeah, I did a curve projection on that I posted on the Discord, and I think it's conservative, but I had a target for the 1st of January 2022 of about 7 trillion on a total market cap. I think it'll outperform that. I think it very well could be more than that, but the curve that I tracked took us to around that area in about 8 months.
So I'd like everyone listening to this to wrap their minds around that. What would your portfolio look like if we get to a 7 trillion? And that's being conservative. Yep.
Well, the alt should, if that's up 7, if that's up 7 or 8 trillion, that's
four times.
Five times, 4 times from here. So then the portfolios probably should be up 6 or 7 times, 50% more than that.
What say you, Samantha Jane James? Sound possible?
Absolutely. In this market, anything is possible.
Yeah.
So let's go down to Poke. A really good week. It came down here off this trend line, bounced off support, and came up pretty strong. Yesterday was a big day for Polkadot. It's consolidating today. But you see, everything's consolidating. I often talk about this Fibonacci tool here. And if it's a normal pullback is between the 61 and the 38. That's a normal pullback in the market. And we're consolidating above the 68. The longer it consolidates and goes sideways at the top, the more like it's just going to break out and go higher.
I got really hot for DOT yesterday. I wish I would have made the move that I was going to make. I was actually going to move a fair amount of ETH into DOT, and I didn't do it. And I wish I would have, because it felt like such a sure thing. And then, of course, it did what it did. But
I think once people really figure out that you can stake it for 12% in addition to the gains, that's just got me excited about the long term for DOT.
Yep.
It's going to have a lot of buying.
Parachains are starting to be taken care of over on Kusama too. We're entering a nice time for Kusama and DOT. It's like, this is the time you want to be in it. You know what I mean? No more playing around. So if you wanted to be in it, it's good to be in it now.
Yep. And ADA had a huge, from 15 cents up to $1.50, a huge 10x move this year, and it's still consolidating at the highs. So it's telling me that everyone that sold it is still holding it. Yep. No one's selling. No one's getting out of this. The graph has bounced off support down here. They pull all the way down. It went up so fast it pulled back to this trading zone or the support zone that I would expect. It didn't break below here, so that was good news for the graph.
But Spartan, I bought it at 65 cents, and it's been 3 weeks. And when can I sell it? I read a lot of messages like that. I'm like, wow.
Oh, I know. It's
but
I bought in at $2. It's like, well, you should have listened when it was recommended on the Discord at 50 cents.
Right.
I didn't get in until 80 cents. It's like I was slow. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. And people have to understand when they FOMO in, like when something goes straight up, somebody's like, oh, what do you think of this coin? And I'm like, well, it looks like a survivor, but it looks like it's in the midst of going straight up right now. And it's probably near the top. So I wouldn't buy, don't FOMO in. And then I always say, you know what, if you missed it, just move on to another one. If it, goes like, it just keeps going and going up, it's more times than not, it will correct back. So where that went straight up, it probably corrected back, I would say, what, a good 75% from that, almost straight up, because it was over a couple of days that it really just kept going up, up, up. And so sometimes the pullbacks on these things can be absolutely brutal. But even Theta getting to between $14 and $15, I mean, on its way up, it had some brutal pullbacks as well. And then it consolidated and then it went back on a run again. It's just the way that it is. The key is, you know, don't FOMO. Or on the flip side of it, when that happens and you're getting close to your sell price, you know, and it screams past your sell price, just sell it. Don't, you know, when it's gone straight up, like, don't wait and see how much more you can get out of it. Because that stuff, when it goes straight up, a lot of times it'll come straight down pretty quick and recorrect about 60%. So absolutely don't FOMO in, and you know, understand how a lot of these coins and tokens behave, because what
out the story